Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara
Tabe Odra Dishashima Prabhu Charyaila Tatarajadikari Prabhu Nilila. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally arrived at the border of the state of Orissa, a government officer came there to meet him. Dinadui Charitino Karila Sevana Age Chalibare Se Kae Vivaranam. For 2 or 4 days the government officer served the Lord. He also gave the Lord detailed information of what was ahead. Madhyapa Yamana Rajara Age Adhikar Tandra Bhai Pati Kihanare Charibara. He informed the Lord that the territory ahead was ruled by a Muslim governor who was a drunkard. Out of fear for this king, no one could walk the roads freely. Pechalada Paryanta Sabatandra Adhikar Tandra Bhai Narikiya Kahite Nare Param. The jurisdiction of the Mohammedan government extended up to Pechalada. Due to fear of the Mohammedans, no one would cross the river. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
During the old days, Pechalada was part of Tamaluka and Bengal. Pechalada is located about 14 miles south of Tamaluka. The river Rupa Narayan is well known in Tamaluka, and Pechalada was situated on the bank of the Rupa Narayan river. Dinakata Raha Sandikari Tanrisani Tabe Shuke Nokate Kaira Bagamane. Maharaj Prataparudra's government officer further informed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he should stay at the Orissa border for some days so that a peaceful agreement could be negotiated with the Mohammedan governor. In that way, the Lord would be able to cross the river peacefully in a boat. Se kale se yavanera ekanuchara udya katake ailakare veshantara. At that time, a follower of the Mohammedan governor arrived at the Orissa encampment dressed in disguise. Prabhuda se adabhuta charitra dekiya Hindu chara kahe se yavana pashagiya Eka sannyasi aila jagannath haite Aneka siddha purusha hayatanara saite. The Mohammedan spy saw the wonderful characteristics of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and when he returned to the Mohammedan governor, he told him, a mendicant has come from Jagannath Puri with many liberated persons. Nirantara kare sabe Krishna sankirtan sabihase nachigaya karaye krandanam. All these saintly people incessantly chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and they all laugh, dance, chant and cry. Laksha laksha lokashe tahe deki bare tanre deki punarapi aite nare gare. Many millions upon millions of people come to see him, and after they see him, they cannot return home. Se sabaloka haya borera praya Krishna kahina che kande gadagadi aya. All these people become like madmen. They simply dance and chant the holy name of Krishna. Sometimes they even cry and roll on the ground. Kaibara kata nahe dekile sijani tanhara prabhave tanre ishvara karimani. Actually, these things cannot even be described. One can understand them only by seeing. By his influence, I accept him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Etakari sei chara hari Krishna gai hasikande nache gai bolera After saying this, the messenger began to chant the holy names of Hari and Krishna. He also began to laugh and cry, dance and sing exactly like a madman. Etashuni yamanira mana prihijila apana vishvasa uriya stani patayila. Upon hearing this, the mind of the Mohammedan governor was changed. He then sent his own secretary to the representative of the Arisan government. Vishvasa asya prabhura charana bandila Krishna Krishna kai preme vivala hailam. The Mohammedan secretary came to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he offered his respects to the Lord's lotus feet and uttered the holy name of the Lord, Krishna, Krishna, he also was overwhelmed with ecstatic love. Daira hana udyake kai namaskari tomastane patayla mlecharikari. After calming down, the Mohammedan secretary offered his respects and informed the representative of the Arisan government. The Mohammedan governor has sent me here. Tumiyadi anjna deha itake ashya yamana adhikariyaya prabhuke miliya. If you agree, the Mohammedan governor will come here to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and then return. Bauta utkanta tanra kariyache vinaya toma sane isandi nahi yudabayam. The Mohammedan government is very eager and he has submitted this petition with great respect. It is a proposal for peace. You need not fear that we will fight. Shunima patra kai ane vishmaya madhyapa yamanena chita akshe ke karaya. Upon hearing this proposal, the representative of the Arisan government, the Mahapatra, was very astonished. He thought, the Mohammedan governor is a drunkard. Who has changed his mind? Apane Mahaprabhu Tandra Mana Phiraila Darshana Smarane Yandra Jagatarila. It must be Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself who has changed the Mohammedan's mind. Due to his presence and even due to his remembrance, the whole world is liberated. Purport by his divine grace. From this we can understand that the Mohammedan governor was a drunkard, Madhyapa. Ordinarily, there was no chance that he would change. But Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could turn anyone's mind to Krishna consciousness. One can be delivered from material existence simply by remembering Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's holy name or by visiting him. This Krishna consciousness movement is being spread throughout the world, but not even one Yavana or Mlecha addicted to drinking could have changed and accepted Krishna consciousness without Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's grace. People are often astonished to see many thousands of Westerners converted to Vaishnavism. Generally, Westerners are addicted to meat eating, drinking, gambling, and illicit sex. Therefore, their taking up Krishna consciousness is astonishing. In India, especially, there is much astonishment in this. The answer, however, is given here. Darshana Smarana Yandara Jagatarila. This change is made possible simply by the remembrance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Western devotees are very sincerely chanting the holy names of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. By the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, people are being purified and their consciousness directed from Maya to Krishna. The word Vishvasa refers to a secretary. This title is generally found among the Kayasta caste in the Hindu community. In Bengal, the title Vishvasa is still used by the Kayastas. The word Vishwas means faithful, and a Vishwasi is a person in whom one can place faith. Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur states that during the Mohammedan reign in Bengal, there was a secretariat entitled Vishwasakhana. The office of Vishwasakhana was a secretariat office in which only the most reliable people were employed. They were elected from the Kayasta community, a community that is still very expert in managing business and government affairs. The secretariat or Vishwasakhana is generally a very reliable and faithful servant. Whenever some confidential service was needed, these officers were employed. Eta bari vishwasere kaila vachana bhagyatandra asikaruka prabhudarashana. After thinking this, the Mahapatra immediately informed the Mohammedan secretary, "It is a great fortune for your governor. Let him come visit Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu." Pratita kariye yadi nirasthana ashibeka panchasata bhattiya sangilana. However, let me make it understood that he should come here without weapons. He may bring with him 5 or 7 servants. Vishwasayana Tanhare Sakala Kaila Hindu Vishadhari Se Yavana Aila. The secretary returned to the Mohammedan governor and informed him of this news. Dressing himself like a Hindu, the Mohammedan governor then came to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Durahaite Prabhudeki Bumete Padiya Dandavat Kare Ashru Pulakitahanam. Upon seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from a distant place, the Mohammedan governor fell to the ground and offered obeisances. Tears came to his eyes and he was jubilant with ecstatic emotions. Mahapatra Anilatanre Kariya Samana Yudahate Prabhuage Laila Krishnanam. Arriving in that way, the Mohammedan governor was respectfully brought before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by the Mahapatra. The governor then stood before the Lord with folded hands and he chanted the holy name of Krishna. Adamayavana kule kina janmahaila Virimore Hindu kule kinana janmaila. The governor then submissively asked, why was I born in a Mohammedan family? This is considered a low birth. Why didn't Supreme Providence grant me birth in a Hindu family? Hindu haile paitama tomara charana sanidan vairtha mora edhaye deha yoga paranam. If I had taken birth in a Hindu family, it would have been easy for me to remain near your lotus feet. Since my body is now useless, let me die immediately. Etashuni Mahapatra Avishtalhana Prabhuke Karena Stuti Charane Dariyam. Upon hearing the governor's submissive statement, the Mahapatra was overwhelmed with joy. He clasped the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and began to offer the following prayers. Chandala Pavitra Yandra Shrinama Shravane Henatomara E Jiva Paila Darashane. Simply by hearing your holy name, a Chandala, lowest of men, can be purified. Now this conditioned soul has received your personal interview. Inharaye e gati ite ki vishmaya tomara darshana prabhava e matahayam. It is no wonder that this Mohammedan governor has attained such results. Simply by seeing you, all this is possible. Yan namadeya shravana kirtanat yat pravanat yat smaranarapi kvachit shvadopi sadya savanaya kalpate kuta punaste bhagavanu darshanat. To say nothing of the spiritual advancement of persons who see the Supreme Person face to face. Even a person born in a family of dog eaters becomes immediately eligible to perform Vedic sacrifices if he once utters the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or chants about him, hears about his pastimes, offers him obeisances, or even remembers him. Purport by his divine grace. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam. According to this verse, it doesn't matter what position a person holds. One may be the lowest of the low, a chandala or dog eater, but if he takes to chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord, he is immediately eligible to perform Vedic sacrifices. This is especially true in this age of Kali. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama iva kevalam. Kalo nasti evanasti evagatira. A person born in a Brahmana family cannot perform Vedic sacrifices until he is properly purified and has attained the sacred threads. However, according to this verse, it is understood that even a low-born person can immediately perform sacrifices if he sincerely chants and hears the holy name of the Lord. Sometimes envious people ask how Europeans and Americans in this Krishna consciousness movement can become Brahmanas and perform sacrifices. They do not know that the Europeans and Americans have already been purified by the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the proof. Shvadopi sadhya savanaya kalpate. One may be born in a family of dog eaters, but if he can, but he can perform sacrifices simply by chanting the Maha Mantra. Those who find faults in the Western Vaishnavas should consider this statement from Srimad Bhagavatam and the commentary on this verse by Srila Jiva Goswami. In this regard, Srila Jiva Goswami has stated that to become a Brahmana, one has to wait for purification and undergo the sacred thread ceremony. But a chanter of the holy name does not have to wait for the sacred thread ceremony. We do not allow devotees to perform sacrifices until they are properly initiated in the sacred thread ceremony. Yet, according to this verse, an offenseless chanter of the holy name is already fit to perform a fire ceremony, even though he is not doubly initiated by the sacred thread ceremony. This is the verdict given by Lord Kapila Deva in his instructions to his mother Devahuti. It was Lord Kapila Deva who instructed Devahuti in pure Sankhya philosophy. Om Gyan Karinandasya Gyanajana Shalakaya Chakshunam Miritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, has opened my darkened eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. So, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for inviting us here. It's a great honor to be here. Especially, we're very ecstatic to see these beautiful deities in our temple in Montreal. We worship a picture of Panchatattva, which is, of course, not different from the deities, but it really makes an impression on the mind. Everything is very nicely done. So, this is an interesting passage from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, because it touches our present situation in the Hare Krishna movement. Srila Prabhupada, he instructed the initiation system after his departure to go on as it was in his physical presence. He appointed, as you know very well, the officiating acharyas to perform the ceremony on his behalf. The officiating acharya is not initiating acharya. There's a big difference. Initiating, just if you analyze the words, initiating means inside, in, initiation. It's an eternal thing. Officiating is outside, off. So the officiating acharya deals with the externals. Just like we have here the deity. This is very important, the deity worship for the neophyte devotees, Kanishta Adhikari, because they're on the material platform. The Kanishta Adhikari, a neophyte devotee, Srila Prabhupada says, he defines him as someone who's more interested in the material benefit than spiritual profit. You see, so this is okay, where, in the bodily conception of life, it is not surprising, that's why we're here in this material world. But for this reason, such devotee is recommended to meditate on the form of the Lord as we see here in the deity form. Krishna is so merciful because we cannot see his true form. He incarnates in the material elements. These material elements are also part of Krishna. There's energies. So when we engage these elements, the iron, the paint, the wood, like that, if we engage them in the service according to the instruction of the Acharya, then Krishna agrees to appear in these so-called material elements. And these material elements are no longer material, they become spiritualized. So, more advanced devotee doesn't see Krishna only in a deity. He also sees Krishna within every living entity's heart. So he can appreciate the other devotees also. Oh, this is a devotee. Like that. So, the initiating acharya, he elevates us to the topmost platform, Uttama Adhikari. Through his instruction, through hearing, through following his instructions, we can become Uttama Adhikaris. The officiating acharya does not need to elevate us to the position of an Uttama Adhikari. He deals with the external rules and regulations, whether they are properly followed, whether that person is following strictly prescribed rules and regulations and as instructed by the initiating acharya. So he does not have to be a pure devotee. Right? Doesn't have to be a pure devotee. Actually, what is the qualification to perform this function of the officiating acharya? Acharya also, the word acharya does not necessarily refer only to the Diksha Guru. Srila Prabhupada says we want everyone to be acharya in this movement. Acharya means someone who teaches by example. So, if you're chanting Hare Krishna, simply if you chant Hare Krishna and dance in ecstasy, like we did just a while ago, then you're an acharya. You're showing people by example that this is what should be done. You see, so the officiating acharya must at least follow the rules and regulations meant for the initiate. First initiation, second initiation, there is a very little difference. And one should stick with the 4 regulative principles, chant 16 rounds, hear from the acharya, very important. We should hear, read the books, hear the lectures, doesn't matter. So he should be at least situated in the platform of, the initiate. And according to this verse, he can perform the sacrifice. He can perform the initiation ceremony. In other words, he can give approval. Yes, this person, he is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is initiating the whole world through his books, Divya Gyan. Right? That is the real initiation, not putting the banana in the fire. It's through the hearing, through the knowledge. So Prabhupada is very, very merciful. Sometimes people say, how do you know that Prabhupada accepted you? But Prabhupada is not a businessman like that. Only if you become this, if you follow me, then I will accept you in this. Look at Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Namo Mahabharaniya Krishna Prema Pradayate. Krishna Chaitanya Guru Krishna Maha. It means that Lord Chaitanya is the most merciful incarnation of Krishna. He distributes love of Godhead freely, no charge. Krishna demands, Sarvadharma Parityaja. You first of all surrender. Surrender. Then I will deliver you from all sinful reaction. Lord Chaitanya is not like that. He's like, whatever nonsense, Jaga and Mada you are, here's the Hare Krishna mantra. Take it. Take it. Lord Chaitanya is pushing it in your hands. Take it, my friend. So, Srila Prabhupada, he is the representative of Lord Chaitanya. How could he be so business-minded? He is initiating everyone. That is the book distribution. That is why Srila Prabhupada emphasized the book distribution. He wants to initiate the whole world. He wants to take the karma of the whole world. Vasudeva Datta, the associate of Lord Chaitanya, he approached Lord Chaitanya and he said, please put all the karma, all the people on me. I'll go to hell. Let them go back home, back to God. And there's a very nice purport in the CC. Prabhupada explains that this is the actual mentality of such elevated Vaishnava. He wants to liberate everyone. He doesn't have this kind of a conditional thinking that only when you serve me and this and that. That is a bogus rascal. He wants something material from the disciple. He makes a guru business. So Prabhupada very liberally initiates everyone through his knowledge, through his books. But that is not everything. Right? Simply, if we read the books, we have a relationship with Prabhupada. Relationship means two must be there. Prabhupada is always eager to get us back home, back to God. But we also have to take initiative. Right? Initiation, initiative. It's initiative. You hear, Prabhupada says, chant Hare Krishna. So you take the initiative, yes, let me try it out. You follow the 4 regulative principles. Yes, what is this nonsense? I'm not happy by having illicit sex and intoxication. Let me give it up. Let me follow what Prabhupada says. Yes, I feel better. Okay, let me hear more. What Prabhupada explains. Krishna. Oh, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Oh, so then you feel obliged. Wow, this is such a nice lifestyle. What does Prabhupada want? What he wants. He gave me so much. What he wants from me. So we already established Prabhupada is not materially conditioned. I want this. I want a massage, I want a golden car, I want this. Prabhupada is Krishna. He holds Krishna in his hands. Krishna is the reservoir of all pleasure. How could Prabhupada be lusty over something material in this world? You see, but does it mean that Prabhupada is a machine, doesn't have any desires? Quite the opposite. All the devotees in the spiritual world are full of desires. Right? He's not impersonal. So what is the desire of Srila Prabhupada? What does he want? Right? If you want to please him, he has to have some sort of a desire. Otherwise there's no meaning to serve him, to please him. So this is the desire of Srila Prabhupada. Whatever you have tasted in Krishna consciousness, you give to others. This is how we can repay the debts. Of course, Prabhupada says, the debts to the spiritual master cannot be repaid, but we can attempt, we can try. How? Of course, Prabhupada, when he was physically here, present, he would accept all kinds of services, right? The devotees were very eager to serve him. Massage, the watch and golden rings and everything they would give it. This is proper etiquette. But preaching his message and expanding the Krishna consciousness movement, this is more pleasing to Prabhupada. So if I'm sincere, if I love Prabhupada, I want to please him the most. I don't want to please him 50, 40%, 30%. I want to please him 100% to the best of my ability. So this is very important. Prabhupada, if you want to call ourselves Prabhupada followers, disciples, Prabhupada Mudas, so many different terminologies are used. And we should be very eager to make others Srila Prabhupada's disciples. I am following, I'm chanting 60 rounds, 4 regular principles. Let me try to somehow or other trick another conditioned soul to make such a commitment to the spiritual master. This is the role of the officiating acharya, or all the disciples of Prabhupada. Officiating acharya is simply another role in the structure, the organizational structure. But actually, Prabhupada wanted everyone to become his representative and preach on his behalf. So now, when the institution is corrupted, we know very well, how do we do this? How do we preach Krishna consciousness? And how do we make others disciples of Srila Prabhupada? How especially this initiation system goes on. Right? This whole argument, this whole war amongst devotees is on this issue about the initiation. Who's going to do the initiation and whose disciple is who and so on. So it is an important formality. It should be followed. Right? Prabhupada wanted it. And the more this initiation is performed, more people become initiated disciples of Srila Prabhupada. When people ask you, who's your guru, you can say, Srila Prabhupada was initiated by the Ritvik system, as Srila Prabhupada instructed. The more these glowworms will be finished, the bogus gurus. They have no potency in the presence of the sun. The sun. Srila Prabhupada is the sun, Acharya. When the sun rises, glowworms are finished. Right? So Prabhupada is there. But we have to make him shine through expanding his disciples. You see, in ISKCON you go, they all say, Prabhupada is the spiritual master. They do Guru Puja like we do everything. No one will dare to attack Prabhupada directly. Although they're very envious. But, externally they show all the respect and reverence. You see, so where the real envy comes out is when the disciples, the new generation, being created. That's where the envy shows. He's not a disciple. So let us expand this. Let us perform this initiation more and more and more. I'm not saying that we should give it cheaply, just like no one is following, this person is not following, we give initiation just because, it's nice. No. That must be standard kept. But the more such disciples are created, people will see, what? They're disciples of Prabhupada? So that means that someone can actually still follow Srila Prabhupada and he doesn't need the institution and these different gurus and so-called disciples and so on and so on. So then it becomes very obvious that Srila Prabhupada is the Diksha Guru. Now people have doubts. He's He's no longer physically present, and these people who claim to be his followers, they fight for the rhythmic system. There's so many fights and so many confusions and so much struggle, and they can't get the preaching going, and so on and so on. So people have no faith, right? But when they see the disciples are increasing, then it's going to be obvious that Srila Prabhupada is a Diksha Guru. We don't have to show any July 9 letter or anything. It will be obvious because these disciples are there. They're chanting 16 rounds, they're following the four regular principles. Like Prabhupada says here, how is it possible that a person in this age of Kali, contamination all over the place, how can a young person commit to these four regular principles simply by reading the books of Srila Prabhupada, simply by chanting the Hare Krishna? How is it possible? So many religions are there. They cannot refrain from these simple activities. So then it's going to be obvious that he is still the current Acharya. He's still the current Acharya because the current is there. And the proof, the living proof, is his living disciples. See, everyone wants the living gurus. They want to see. They don't want to hear. Foolish, materialistic. So yes, the proof is there. The living disciple is there, who's following the principles outside of the organizational structure, outside of the guidance of the so-called senior devotees, and so on and so on. You see, so it's very important. Now, this particular passage, Prabhupada gives a very important instruction. See, now the initiation system is disturbed. There's no such a thing, right? You're not initiated officially, right? Like the Dave, right? You're not initiated. Formally, I mean to say. So how are we gonna get it to work again? This initiation system. Prabhupada says here, we do not allow devotees to perform sacrifices until they're properly initiated in the sacred thread ceremony. Why is this? In the institution, if everyone starts to initiate, there's going to be chaos. Right? There must be some check and balance. But now when the institution is no longer here, this rule doesn't apply. Because there is no such an authority. There's no authority. There's no GBC, there's no temple president. Everything is disturbed. The whole hierarchy is disturbed. So Prabhupada says in the next sentence, yet, according to this verse, an offenseless chanter of the holy name is already fit to perform a fire ceremony. So, Bhakta Dev or Bhakta such and such, if he follows the principles, he's preaching, he's making other devotees, according to this purport, he can become the officiating Acharya Ritvik, whatever you want to call it. And he can perform the initiation and give the name. See? So we do not depend on anything. If you have Prabhupada's books, Prabhupada says everything is in my books. So we should have firm faith in this. Everything is in Prabhupada's books, but if you want the initiation, then we have to wait until the GBCs is established. We have to wait for this and so on, so on, so on. No. Don't hesitate. Don't wait for this. You go on with the instruction. You give the initiation. What's the problem? Are you following the regular principles? Are you chanting 16 rounds? Then you qualify it. That is all that is needed. Right? And if you deviate, if you have a fall down, what is the difficulty? You can be replaced. Someone else will do it. You're not claiming to be an Uttamarika. You're not making a big show like in ISKCON. They do. You see? Very simple. We made it so difficult. So difficult. And it's actually very simple. So here, the sentence continues. An offenseless chanter of the holy name is already fit, even though he's not only initiated by the sacred thread ceremony. Now someone might say, well, here it says offenseless chanter. What are you saying, Purujits? This offenseless chanter means offenseless. Offenseless chanting, this is Uttama Adhikari. Uttama Adhikari is chanting offenseless. You know, Kanishta is chanting offensive, Madhyama Adhikari is lessening the offensive, Uttama Adhikari is offenseless. So, yes, that is true, but Prabhupada uses the words offenseless chanting in different contexts, in a different way. There's many different definitions, this offenseless chanting, according to the context. In one of the letters, Prabhupada says, in all our ISKCON centers, because devotees are chanting offenselessly, the offerings they make to the deity are accepted, and it is prasadam. So now we know very well how many devotees from the early days, how many deviated and they fell down and so on and so on. A pure devotee doesn't fall down, right? He never falls down. So how is it possible, this offenseless, were they pure devotees? No, offenseless chanting does not necessarily mean only on the prema stage. It can also mean, Prabhupada defines this in the first canto, in one of the purports, offenseless, he defines the offenseless chanting as chanting under the guidance of the bona fide spiritual master. That is also offenseless, in the sense that we're on the path of becoming offenseless chanters. Right? It doesn't come like a click that you're chanting offensive rounds and then one day just it changes into offenseless, like a button system. It doesn't happen like that. You have to become a little sincere, before that. So, what is the first stage of sincerity? That is to accept the bona fide spiritual master and follow his instruction. In other words, formal initiation ceremony. Or not even the ceremony, simply following the instructions. Chanting 60 rounds, following the 4 regular principles. Another argument against this argument can be given, well, if it is so, why Prabhupada gave the duty to officiate, to perform the ceremony to such low-class people as we know very well, the 11 so-called gurus, the homosexuals, this, fall down, that, so on and so on. Obviously they were not pure devotees. And so many others were performing the ceremony and so on and so on. Were they offenseless chanters? Of course not. So is Prabhupada going against his own purport? Of course not. Offenseless means being sincere. Preliminary sincerity is there. You see? So this ritual initiation is not a big thing. It's not a big deal. You just have to follow. The problem is people do not follow. That's why Prabhupada very carefully said we do not allow. Again, it can turn into a bogus guruship. Bogus, I give bogus initiation, anyone and everyone. So for that reason, Prabhupada did not openly say this. But if you read purports like this, and there are many other instances, if you're interested I can tell you more, he gives this information. If the spiritual movement, if the mission of Lord Chaitanya depends on some mundane institution, some politics, well now they've taken over the temples, now we can't do anything, then spiritual life depends on material cause. See? Which goes against the definition of Krishna consciousness. Sa vai pumsha paradharmo yato bhaktiya lokshaji. Aitu ki apratiyata yatma suparasiddhati. Aitu ki apratiyata. Krishna consciousness cannot be checked by any material circumstance. This deviation in the organization is a material cause. It's a material circumstance. It's not a spiritual. It's not a lila. It's a material contamination. Bogus people, they have tried to stop Krishna consciousness. So now, is Krishna so weak? Is the spiritual man so weak that because of some nonsense, demons, now everything is finished? No. We just have to be more sincere. We have to become a little detached. Perform some austerity. Yes, there are no big temples now for us to go to. There are no farm communities. There is no BBT. There's none of these things. But you can still chant Hare Krishna. You can still follow the regulative principles. And you can still preach and you can still hear. This cannot be checked by any material circumstance. And you can establish your temple. And you can establish your society. See, Prabhupada is not limited to ISKCON. He can establish 1 million ISKCONs. 1 million spiritual associations like he did. We should not limit Prabhupada to ISKCON. No. Prabhupada has to come back to ISKCON. Back to ISKCON. No, Prabhupada wants to go out of ISKCON and preach to everyone and make 1 million ISKCONs. Like that.
Hi.
So, I'll stop here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any questions? Yes.
In a similar connection, Prabhupada uses many terminologies like that the bodies they define a different connotation, such as, for example, Prabhupada uses the same organization he established in the books, ISKCON.
Yes.
in many books, ISKCON was established to be a facility to associate with a pure devotee.
Yes.
ISKCON. So many devotees, they think, well, that is a proof that we have to go back to ISKCON.
Yes.
Like, we cannot make another institution, right? So many organizations, they think like that still, that we here until we're going to purify ISKCON again.
Yes, ISKCON is spiritual. It's a spiritual name. It cannot be changed.
And the argument in other words that Prabhupada he wrote the name ISKCON, so that's why ISKCON, we have to be there. Maybe.
Yes, well, people are not foolish. Some people are foolish. Some people are foolish, but many people are not foolish. If you tell them, look, this is what happened, they will pick up immediately. Okay, I got it. So when they read Prabhupada's books and when Prabhupada says ISKCON, they understand, okay, it was for that time. And it no longer applies. Or because they deviated.
Because there is an instance, right? ISKCON.
Just like the deity, you know, or the holy name, or anything. If you utilize it for Krishna, you dovetail it in Krishna, it's spiritual. If you no longer use these facilities for Krishna, it is material. Prabhupada says this also. He says that these temples, they will turn into a burden. It will be a burden. If you disobey, if you don't hear properly from the spiritual master, these temples, they will turn into pigeonholes. Prabhupada says this. Turn into a pigeonhole. Simply a place for eating, sleeping, and sense gratification. So is it spiritual? No, why? It's not. It's mundane again. It's spiritual when you follow. You see? On this basis, you can make a new temple, right? If you think only ISKCON, then the mission cannot expand because only in ISKCON is spiritual. How you make new temples? Well, they're not ISKCON. Right? This understanding is missing. That's why devotees are not interested in preaching work. It turns into another a cult. Cult, in my understanding, is a closed circle of people who do not go outside, who do not interact with the outsiders. Okay? We're the only ones who can interact with all these sorts of outsiders, because Krishna consciousness includes everything, everyone, international society, everyone, all the classes of people can be connected to Krishna. So it's actually everyone else who's in little cults. This is America, this is that, so many different camps. It's all illusion that the world is united. It's all just different cults. You know? So we have no fear. If we read Prabhupada's books, we can talk to everyone and everyone. We're not intimidated by anyone. We can go out and preach. Why should we be stuck in a little temple and be afraid and, you know, talk about the politics and fight and that? So let's go out and expand the preaching. This should be done. So why not do it? In Montreal we're doing it, you know. We're not part of any association, whatever, but we have book distribution, Harinam. We do love feasts and people are coming, and they're not coming in like millions like Lord Chaitanya, but some people are coming, and even if they don't come, what's the difficulty? Prabhupada said, so we do it. If there's no result, so be it. For Krishna wants it like that, so we're gonna learn, we're gonna purify. Actually, you know, in our books, what we put, just coming back to the point about ISKCON in the books, I wrote this short biography of Prabhupada, and at the end I explain, you know, what happened. That's the ISKCON, they adulterated the instruction, and you know, the mission has been hampered. So we put it in at the end of the book, you know, and people have the context. So then whenever they read ISKCON, you know, they go to the end and read about the biography of the author, and they get the context. You know, we don't have to go on and on about it. You just put it there. Those who are interested, they have the information there. Those who are attracted to the opulence, they're going to be misguided. Always, yeah. So it's difficult. Anything else?
Very important. You came to say what I was looking for.
Okay. Well, Prabhupada said, I'm going to say.
Yeah, of course, through you.
Yes.
Prabhupada is everything.
Yeah.
But yes, I was doing, Sankirtan in Brazil by myself, and
Okay.
always worried, like, oh, how I'm gonna explain this? Okay, I'm giving some Bhagavad Gitas, but people ask me, oh, where do you go? Where's the temple you go?
Yes, yes, yes.
And I don't go any temple.
Yes.
I do in my home,
Yes.
and with you, so was very difficult in my mind as a Sankirtan,
Yes.
this manage this situation,
Sure, sure.
because I don't want them to go to ISKCON,
Yes.
you
But
know.
they will go to ISKCON. If they're not sincere, you cannot do anything about it.
This true. This
There
is
we
so
go.
true. Yeah, but like as much as I can, because everyone that I'm preaching, I feel responsible to.
Very much.
That's so important too.
Yes.
So I was always thinking about it, how to increase this preaching and the books distribution. That's the most suitable for Prabhupada.
Yes.
That's what he wants, like you said. The books are everything. Like he said, his Guru Maharaj, and he was saying, if there is problem in the temple, sell this temple.
Yes.
Sell this temple
That's the solution. Yes.
and print books.
Yes.
So he goes, where is book? Where is book? And this question is in my mind 24 hours. Where is book? Where is book?
Very good.
So very nice. Thank you very much for